Hola, por favor. Welcome to your daily dose of Fortnite. Today I'm going to be going over my Amplifier A build that I'm going to be using before Canny Valley SSD5. I'm going to start over here on the west side. This is where the mobs will spawn if they come from the west. So you can see I have a lobber screen just in case to get the lobbers to go into the tunnels that I built. They have two options. They can go over here to the right or to the left. I'm going to start with the right here. Pretty standard build. We got some spikes, a launcher into a little room here with a zapper and some dynamos and some darts hitting them as they walk through. Again, here some damage traps, spikes, darts, gas, and then a launcher to launch some back into this launcher to just make them go through the same traps again. Then they're going to turn here, go down this hill into a tunnel, and I will show you that in a second. Whole time getting hit in the face by darts. On the left side over here, there's just some little damage traps here to eat up a little the little dwarf ones, some gas and some darts. Here we got launchers just slowing down their progress, and here I have a floor launcher with a 45 that's going to launch them up into this little room, which has some dynamos and a ceiling zapper. And then there are some floor spikes there as well. That'll just take out a few of them that get knocked up there. If they make it through here, they're going to drop down to another floor launcher, which is going to launch them up back to these dynamos and the darts and the gas. Down here we have two dynamos and some wall darts to eat them up. And then they will drop down here into the tunnel that we saw from the other side. So then here's some darts. Spikes to slow them down, spikes to do damage. We got a lot of gas traps in here, launchers on the walls that face them to knock them back into the damage traps, and then we have a little timeout room here right before we get to the end of the tunnel. I decided to put a flame trap there. I thought it looked cool. A lot of things don't make it here. Smashers might get to this room, and sometimes they don't like this wall if they get knocked in here. But I'm not too worried about it because they'll still come right over here to our standard floor launcher with a 45 and dynamos that will launch them back, and eventually they'll get eaten up by the traps, and that should be it. So that's the west side. We'll go to the north spawn next. And they spawn down this hill. They spawn over on these ridges. So the first area that they can come up is right up this riverbed. They'll walk up onto these floors and they'll either go straight to this tunnel or they'll go to the left. I'm going to show you straight first. So they'll walk up here, get hit by a launcher to slow them down. I'll probably have a gas trap or a ceiling electric field there when I run it. Some more launchers just to knock them off the hill so they have to come back up. Then they get into this tunnel here. There's just a bunch of gas traps, dynamos, my standard setup. Wall launchers knock them back. Bunch of damage down this tunnel, slowing them down with the spikes. And then here's the end of the tunnel, knocking them back again. Here I have a wall launcher that's going to knock them over here to a floor launcher or off the cliff. And if this floor launcher hits them, there's a 45 to spit them back out, and they go all the way back to the beginning. So they have to do all over again. The other option here was to go to the left. On this side I did something a little bit different. I have the launchers here going into timeout rooms, but then here I have a floor launcher as well that's going to launch them onto a double deck, and I will show you what's up there. So up here, another floor launcher and a wall launcher to send them this way, and if they don't go off the edge here and then up that ramp, then this launcher will knock them back to the beginning of where they started. If they make it past all these rooms, we got pretty standard wall launcher knocking them back, darts hitting them in the back. Here's another wall launcher, launch them into this room, and then another wall launcher, launch them back further into more damage traps. So they have to get past two launchers to get out of this room. Same thing here, launch them back, shoot them in the back with darts, got some ceiling traps to do some damage. up here, pretty standard again, wall launcher over to here, and then maybe they'll get hit by this launcher, knock them back down into the pit, then they'll have to go back around. We'll probably add some more, probably some floor spikes there, some darts there, just for some extra damage and slowing. Once they get around here, they'll turn the corner, launcher, darts, floor spikes. There's some gas, some tires to slow them down coming up the hill. They'll get hit by this launcher, that'll launch them back into that area, so they'll get launched back down again. Then here we got a launcher, floor launcher, and a 45, same concept, spit them back out, so they have to come back in. And then our standard amplifier build here, floor launcher with a 45 and some dynamos. There's a ceiling zapper to do some damage, and then we got launchers to just keep spitting them out, so they have to keep coming through the same damage traps over and over and over again. You can see up here I have a giant lobber screen because they'll spawn up there as well, and they'll also come through this tunnel here. There's a ramp on the other side of it, and they'll just like machine gun lob the whole base down, and it's pretty annoying. I can show you also another area that they will go. So the ones that spawn up here, if they're blasters or lobbers, they'll try to get an angle on you. They'll walk around to this side over here, and I might have to put some more shield here. I haven't done it yet, we'll see. But they will either drop down this side where I have tunnels, and I'll show you those in a second, or they'll come over here and drop directly down into the tunnel. So if they come over here, they're going to drop down, drop into this tunnel, just a bunch of damage traps, launchers to knock them off so they don't beat through this wall. Same thing here, launchers to launch them down into my east side tunnel. And then most of them try to walk through here, damage, 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 and then some launchers. This will launch them off so they don't beat through this wall towards the amplifier, and then they're going to fall down here into some wall darts, some spikes, and then here's the end of our tunnel. And then they'll just get eaten up, maybe knocked into this tunnel over here. So that pretty much sums up the north side. The east side hasn't been attacked in a while, and I'm not actually sure if they can attack it now that I placed Amplifier B over there, but I'm not going to tear all this down yet. So let's go out to the spawn. So they're going to spawn right around here, this area. And what they're going to do is most of them are going to just walk right through this tunnel, get hit by darts, got some launchers and timeout rooms, a bunch of gas traps, pretty standard, same build as I use pretty much everywhere. And then they'll try to walk all the way up to the start here, the amplifier. Same thing, floor launcher to launch them back, getting hit by darts and ceiling zapper when they're here, and some dynamos. The other option that they have when they spawn is to go to the left, and some of them will do this. They'll come up here through this path, and then I just have a launcher, some darts, gas trap, eat them up, and they'll walk right down in here, take some more damage, and then they'll fall into here, which is the end of our tunnel, and then they'll merge. Right when they drop down, they'll get hit by a launcher. Hopefully it'll launch them back to one of these two launchers, which will launch them into damage, so they have to go through even more of the tunnels. But I've only seen smashers come through here so far, and it works really great to just do a bunch of damage to them, then launch them over here, and then more damage, and they don't really make it that far. So there you have it. That is Amplifier A. The amplifier itself, I did just the same build that I did on most of the amplifiers that I learned from David Dean. Just kind of a triple decker. It's got a lot of lobber protection, and then it's easy to get around on. If you want to put some traps here, you can, just in case flingers throw stuff up here. But I usually have my base down, and it does electric floors, and also when they attack it, they get damage done to them. So pretty much anything that gets up here just kills itself by beating on the walls. So yeah, there you go, Amplifier A. Thanks for watching, and make sure to look out for my video for Amplifier B and C, and then my solo video for when I actually run it. Have a good day.